All right. Welcome to the space. This is like the sixth time I'm trying to record this, so I'm just gonna start this differently. I'm just gonna share this off the bat, be vulnerable, because that's the way I like to roll. But I'm having a hard day today. Having a hard day today. Every particle within me wants to say, F this. I don't want to do this today. But then there's this other side of me that's like, no, push through this feeling. It's just a feeling. It's not like fixed. And you can, alchemize as you show up. And it's just so wild because I want to talk about the term active patience, which goes hand in hand with just the energy that I'm feeling because, you know, I have this intention to show up consistently for you, for me, as we are this, mirror effect. Of course, we all reflect each other to some extent, right? Use your discernment. Um, but when shit hits the fan, when things don't go as you hope, um, when you just feel, stuck, it's hard to show up for those consistent intentions that you put for yourself and the highest good of all. But it's in embracing, active patience that we learn to push through the boulders in front of us. So today's going to be interesting because there is that energy. And, maybe if this is what I'm feeling, maybe it's what you're feeling too. I'm still learning how to kind of discern what is collective and what is individual, and is individual collective. And, in some essence, I believe that answer is yes, but shit, I don't know all the answers. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing spaghetti on the wall with you and learning to make healing fun. Healing is a lot of work. It's heavy, it's lonely, and if anything that I learned in my how I don't even know how many years it's been since I took the vow to actually do the shadow work. Probably like 11 plus years, to be honest. Actually, let me do the math real quick with you because I'm so curious. How many years have I just committed to this path of shadow work? And maybe this is a sign to take a moment and do the math yourself. How long have you been on this journey? Where's my calculator? Does an iPad have a calculator? Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. Chat. So, how old am I? 33. This is probably just basic math too, which is hilarious. Let's see. Okay, so I've been doing this for a decade, 10 years, okay? And in these 10 years, I just felt like I just want to make it more fun. Healing should be more fun. So it is my vow that this video will meet you in a playful way, even though we're going to be talking about some serious things, So strap up in a beautiful way, not in a dirty way. Dirty MF. Strap. The blue line came out. Okay. So, anyways, this is what I mean. We're going to make it fun, right? Because it's not about perfection, it's about expecting a miracle. I wore this even though I'm like sweating because I wanted this to be like a pillar of remembrance of like, dude, miracles can happen. Pardon my California-ness, dude. Okay, so active patience. By the way, I have my iPad in front of me, so if I'm looking down, that's because I'm just looking at some notes here. So active patience. I guess I'll start with first. Hopefully, wherever this video is finding you, you can drop in and just allow yourself to receive. But if not, if let's say you're driving or you're just washing the dishes or folding the laundry or on a walk, like may these words just hug your psyche and your heart and every part of you, even especially your inner child. And I'm going to probably throw in some just like integration exercises, because right off the bat, I'm thinking about a journaling exercise that could be fun, but I kind of want to start with, because I want to ground us into the intention, because like I said, I'm pushing through, even though I did like a 30-minute breath work class before this to cleanse my energy so that I can be a vessel of light, love, and abundance. There's still some like energy that's like, this is what it feels like. It's like, oh, oh. So what that tells me, a little scratch on the throat, what that tells me is maybe this is a collective energy that I'm tapping into, because there's that in it. So let's just ground, so we notice that there's those feelings in the air, but we don't let it, drive the car for us. And we are our vessel, our beautiful body and soul is the car, so to speak. So let's just take a few moments actually and just breathe. We probably should have done this 7 minutes ago. All right, so wherever you are, if you're driving, please keep your eyes open, but let's just breathe for a moment. If you're sitting down in a comfortable position, close your eyes and just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, exhaling, breathing in, welcoming in curiosity, and exhaling any stuck emotions that are keeping you small. Breathing in, noticing your body and any heaviness, and breathing out, welcoming in the energy of light, curiosity. Breathing in, really feeling your chest expand, and breathing out, feeling into your belly as it lets something go. Breathing in, and on your next exhale, let out an audible sound. Ah. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. We're going to bring sound vibration into this. So breathing in love, exhaling. Breathing in love, exhaling frustration. Good. Now coming back to a normal breathing remedy rhythm that works for you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes in the room. All right. Wow, already I feel more centered and better. I hope so do you. Okay, so we're going to talk about active patience. So let me give you just a little bit of context. Active patience is a tattoo of mine. And it came to me when I was chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, quiet consistency, which comes from Nichiren Buddhism. It's a Japanese Buddhism. And at the time, my mentor was always, talking about how, our future is determined by a present energy and focus. So active patience is really this reminder to take those micro steps forward for our macro dreams in the now, with our voice trembling, with our body just like unsure, with all the things that just feel so uncomfortable, basically. Just find even the most baby energy within you to push through that, because eventually what we're really doing is expanding our comfort zone. And that takes courage. That takes a lot of courage. And being courageous, I don't want to say that it's hard, but it does take energy, So sometimes courage can feel so hard because we just don't have energy to bring up and out. And that's why I believe, meditation, breath work, somatic practices, journaling, going out in nature, doing things from an essence of play and relaxation and joy are so important for our deep healing, is because what it does is it creates more space. And when we have more space, we have more energy. So active patience is really pushing through those false programming again and again and again and again until we build this new comfort zone. And, each of us have our own karmic journey. So it means, active patience for me could take 3 months, and maybe for you it takes 10 years, or vice versa, or anything in between. There's really no cut and paste timeline for it, because we are all going through, different stories, different energies, different ancestral wounds, and life is not cookie cutter, or life is not what wants to come through. It's like, yeah, we all have this like similarity, like there's common denominators between the human experience, but at the end of the day, like the timeline is just so unique to your soul's essence, is what wants, yeah, that's the right way to say it. Just more potent way to say it. I'm trying not to say right, wrong, but old habits need to die hard. Old habits die hard, but they need to die hard. You get it? Okay. Like I said, we're pushing through mountains together. So I'm looking at my notes here, since today we're coming with a little bit of a wish-washy flow. So how do we embody active patience? How do we embody it? So off the bat, I had a journal exercise that I wanted us to do. So if you can, pull up that journal of yours, pull it up. And if you're driving, you can think about this. Or if you're not in a space to journal or don't have that energetic capacity, just ponder with me. I would like you to write down on your page, what does active patience mean to you? So just take a few moments and allow yourself to automatically connect to your heart as you write. Like, don't get too much in the mind. This doesn't need to be a perfect definition that's going to win an award. What does active patience mean to you? Beautiful. So now, quick question, and there's no right or wrong answer to this, but do you feel that you embody active patience in your daily life? Or is this a new concept to you? If you feel like sharing it, you can definitely drop it down below. You can say, active patience is new to me, or active patience is something that I work with every day. Just comment down below, or just affirm it in your own space, whatever feels good. So the shadow side of active patience is basically the energy of being passive, right? Being passive. And what do you feel being passive is? Just seep into that. If you want to write down passive is XYZ on your page, go for it. So you have your own definition of passive energy. But for the most part, passive energy is really being aligned with fear, letting the fearful energy, the fearful voices that might not even be yours, take the lead. It's putting a lot of your energy in external validation, being attached to results, bypassing your present growth, and even leaning towards disempowerment and stagnant energy. And these are just a part of the journey of evolution. So, me saying the shadow side of active patience is not to, shame you into, oh my God, if you're noticing that you're in the shadow side, like, no, like that's a Hebrew way of saying it, but like, we're not going into that, right? We're not going to put guilt in the flow. We're just going to notice that if we're leaning towards the shadow side, that's okay, because in order to get to the light, we have to recognize the shadow. And maybe you're feeling in the middle of both. And it's my hope that by the end of the video, you'll lean towards the light, right? Together, let's lean towards the light, right? So active patience in its light sides is knowing your goals, your dreams, where you want to go, and taking those baby steps forward every day. And my question is to you, what are those baby steps? Do you know them? Do you know them but feel like you need to recalibrate them? Maybe what you've been doing is not working. This is just an opportunity to maybe even like reprogram your time, or to do a time audit, because maybe you spent, the last 90 days doing something, but it's just not in alignment. So let's pivot, right? So this is an opportunity to also pivot. And something that's coming up is like a part of active patience is also knowing when to do and also having the wisdom when to be, because it's active patience. And within that comes the balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And this is like the tricky part of just the human experience, is balancing those two worlds within you. I truly believe like we get to a point of true success, which just means wealth from the inside out, when our masculine and feminine sides are balanced. And when things feel like they're not working out, most likely it's because something within you is out of balance. Maybe you're giving too much, maybe you're receiving too much and not giving enough, and vice versa, and vice versa, and vice versa, which is really I don't want to say an issue, but it's an issue of misalignment. But alignment has easy solutions, especially when you're open to wellness and holistic remedies, or just finding time to play. Put aside Western versus Eastern medicine for a side, even though speaking of balance of both worlds, we need both, right? It's not about this or that. It's about just knowing what is good for you to feel good, to feel alive, to feel centered, to feel loved, seen, heard, celebrated, supported, all those beautiful things that are so vital for our progress. And I ask you to ponder on the question, what can I do today in alignment with what I'm calling into my life? So you can go ahead and journal this, or you can just sit with it. But what can I do today in alignment with what I'm calling in? What are those macro action steps in alignment with your soul that you can do as you are waiting for things to come into being? For example, let me just look at my notes real quick. We're going to slide up to the top. For example, something that you can do, if you're not doing already, is to figure out a way that you can spend at least 5 to 10 minutes with yourself in the morning with your coffee, or, depending on who you ask, they might say, don't do it with the coffee, do it without the coffee, or like just do it right when you wake up. But I'm not all about that. I believe like what's good for you. If you want to do mindfulness with your hot coffee in hand, do it, okay? It's again about invoking joy, because joy moves mountains. I love discipline, and discipline is incredible, but I've learned over time I like devotion better, because devotion to me is more feminine, in the sense where you're still being disciplined and showing up every day in consistency, but you're not so rigid about doing it in a certain way, because every day we're waking up with different emotions that we feel, because life is dynamic. So sometimes we don't need the same thing every day. Sometimes we need to spice it up. So I just want to be a reflection to you. Use your discernment how you're going to do your 5 to 10 minute morning practice, because it doesn't need to be a copy paste. It can be copy paste, delete, paste, copy. That makes sense, but I think you feel my drift. It can be dynamic. Okay, so a good way to really embody that active patience is to sit with intentional presence, breathe for 5 minutes, tune within, move your body, sit outside, journal, feel the sun on your face, like really embrace the five senses around you, okay? Also, sitting and doing a body scan, like where are you holding tension in your body? Can you find 2 minutes throughout your day to even come back to your body again and again, to understand like, okay, what needs to move through? Like, is there fear stuck in my shoulder? Is there some guilt stuck in my back? Like, what do I need to do to just become empty and whole and empty? Okay, and actually, just for shits and giggles and to really show you how simple it can be, let's do it now. If you can, join me in this. Like, let's get active and patient together as we move our body. And I'm actually gonna stop this music because it's kind of annoying me, to be honest, and I want to play my own stuff. And let's just do a quick little exercise and then see where we want to go. Hold up. Okay, let's play Be Like Water. This is a good one. Okay, so a cool morning exercise that you can do is literally get on your mat and just start breathing in and out, in through the nose, out through the mouth. After you take 3 deep breaths, you can just start moving your hips in a circle rotation. And just breathe into that movement of awakening your hips. Just notice the sensations, the feelings. And then just go to the other side, reverse, add that balance. And allow yourself to literally be like water, entering a state of fluidity, of curiosity, of imperfectionism, because that's a part of life. Nothing in life is perfect. And if it is, it's an illusion. But that's your journey to figure out. And after you move the hips, we're going to add some feeling into the body, some bass. We're going to just tap and just allow any stagnant energy to move through you. Maybe you'll notice there's actually a part of your body that's actually really aching. whether you've known it for a few days or just, however long you've known it. Maybe it's just coming up now as you're giving yourself space to feel. But, something that needs to be clarified is like when you're feeling pain, especially after a healing session, it means that the body is doing its thing. So it's actually a good sign. Of course, you got to use your inner wisdom. If something's broken, that's a different story. But most likely it's your body trying to tell you, process this, feel this, open this box. Because once you do, I can be set free. So we're just now recalibrating, touching the meridians within us, letting that flow come through, creating music, creating heat, creating touch, permission. This is really just giving the body permission to flow, going on the back, just really allowing yourself to vibrate, make sounds. Don't be scared. Like literally, you need to make sounds. It's a part of life. Roll your shoulders back. Let's just roll them back. And then let's just free flow. Let's just free flow. What wants to come through? There's no right or wrong. You can just look as silly as you want to look, but just allow your body to flow. Just shake it out. Beautiful. And then let's just do this one. And then we're literally putting our hands like that. I don't even know how to describe that. So just visually tune in. And what we're doing now is we're connecting the right hemisphere of our brain with our left side. So we want to connect the divine masculine with the divine feminine. And we're going to do that like this, like rainbows, switching it up and breathing in a steady breath, creating that heat, noticing the heat. How does it make you feel? What's coming up? What emotions are here? Can you move through them? What do you need to do? Maybe some anger is coming up and you want to scream in a pillow. If it's safe for you to do that, grab a freaking pillow, scream in the fucking pillow, and just let it out. It's okay to do stuff like that. As long as you're not hurting other people, you can do this. All right, beautiful. Putting your hands now back to a comfortable position. And let's just take a few deep breaths and notice the fire that we've created. How can you take active patience seriously in a playful way? What a paradox for you. But for real, how can you embrace more of an active patience? Maybe you want to move your body. Maybe you want to sit still. I'm feeling called to move my spine a little bit, my hips again. Just allow your body to take it where it needs to go. You know what's best for you. I'm finding myself playing with the bases of my feet, their little hair, just massaging my feet, reflexology vibes, just bringing some touch. Your feet is a map of your whole body, so you might even massage your feet and notice there's some tension in a specific place. I'm not a reflexologist, so I don't really have all the answers there, but wherever you're feeling tension, look up a map so you can understand what part of that body, of your body, is trying to speak to you. Maybe that's going to give you a clear sign of oh my gosh, okay, my liver, or my, I don't know, whatever, my heart. So just spend some time touching, nourishing your body parts and just connecting to yourself, okay? And just like that, we spent a few minutes moving energy. And moving stagnant energy is not supposed to be this big old complicated thing. It can be short, sweet, meaningful, like we just did. So that's a beautiful way to just spend time with yourself, and connect within. And just that alone is being active as your patient. Okay. Let me just confirmation burps. There's no hurry yawn. Confirmation yawn. Wow. I just want to look up my notes real quick and see if there's anything else that wants to come through. So yeah, we were talking about just little ways that you can really embrace active patience. And like I was telling you guys, like, there's there's a moment where you have to use your discernment and tune in, because it's like you don't want to burn yourself out as you're being active. So you really want to balance your feminine and your masculine sides. And when you feel like you are planting seeds, you are reaching out to people, sending emails for collaborations, you're talking to people, you're going out of your comfort zone and baby steps, like you are doing certain things to move the needle towards your dreams, but you're not quite getting the results that you expect. So maybe that's also just a reflection to sit with your expectations. Like, are your expectations actually realistic? And I say that, and I don't like that I say that, but it's because I really do believe that the impossible is possible. So what does realistic even really mean? You know what I mean? But really, like, sit with yourself and ask yourself, like, are my expectations aligned, or are they too heavy? Are they too light? Like, can they be recalibrated or rebalanced out to be a little bit more forgiving, is what's coming through. So yeah, sit with that. I think that's it. I don't know. Today is a day of like, I don't know, but I know, but I don't know, but I know. Okay, the last thing that I'll share is something that's coming through that's actually really important to talk about as we talk about just patience, right? And active patience alone, like those two words coming together. But let's focus real quick before we end on patience, okay? Because patience allows us this opportunity to reevaluate time. And when we get into, time looking from a quantum physics point of view, time really is this illusion, because at the end of the day, you are your reality. And as long as you tune into a specific frequency, you hold the keys to all the doors that you want to open in life. And of course, certain things need to fall off so other things can come in. And it's like one door must close for another door to open. And it's like that full on, balance between the masculine, the feminine, and even just life of like learning, unlearning, becoming, existing, embodying, expanding, like, being scared, being brave, like all the things that we're always just doing this, right? But when you're sitting with patience, it's really this beautiful opportunity to get sacred with it and start to like rewire your relationship with time. Do you believe in divine timing, that you're always at the right place at the right time? Or is your energy and your mind dwelling on, I miss my chance, it's not happening, the older I get, like, it won't happen, or like all these things that like because it's not happening now, you're in this energy of delay. But what if you're exactly where you need to be and all of your dreams are happening? But the more you can lean into the element of trust in the unknown, while taking those micro, I wanted to say macro, but those micro steps forward, like just taking those macro steps forward while trusting in a grander scheme, that as you take those small steps forward, knowing that whatever you desire is already yours, and the 3D world just needs to catch up with your internal knowing, then you're doing it. You're in the energy of active patience because you are taking action in a soft yet fiery energy. You're soft and fiery. So active patience really is this energy of both and both. This both and. It's a this and a that put together. Okay. Oh, as you can tell, embodying active patience. I really want to be on the couch saying, but I'm here with you, pushing through. So if I can do it, you can do it, my friend. All right, I think that's it for today. I hope this message in its imperfection found you in a beautiful way. Of course, take what you need, leave behind what you don't. If you feel like sharing anything here that was inspirational, it would make me feel better. But at the end of the day, I'm not seeking validation because that's passive, right? So if it feels called to share it, yay. If not, I'm going to trust that this video is doing what it's meant to based on energy and energy alone. All right. I love you. I believe in you. We've got this, but especially you. I believe in you and you've got this. And the light in me sees the light in you. And I'll see you in the next video. Go out there and do, but also be. Embrace your active patience, my friend.